Boise, Idaho. It's stunning, it's safe, and it is a great place to live. The best way I can describe it is if you took Salt Lake City, Utah, and Bend, Oregon, and they had a baby, and that's Boise, Idaho. It is full of a lot of good things, and a lot of people who move here are happy, but not everyone who moves here falls in love with it. And matter of fact, some people move here and they regret it. So let's talk about that, maybe educate you a little bit about, because you're probably doing some research right now thinking, is Boise really where I want to be? Well, this video just might give you some insight as to why people aren't loving it here in Boise, Idaho. If you've been thinking about making a move to Boise, Idaho, but you're like, I don't know, this is a video you're gonna wanna pay attention, because in this video, I detail all the reasons why people regret packing up their families and making the move to Boise, Idaho. But first, my name is Greg Langham. I'm an associate broker here in the Boise, Idaho area, which means I can help you buy and sell real estate. So if you're thinking about coming to the market, pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email so that we can connect and put a game plan together that's right for you. If you're ready to learn why people are regretting their move to Boise, Idaho, I'm ready to spill the tea. So let's go! So the dream versus reality, let's start with the obvious. People move to Boise for good reasons, and that includes the Boise area, Meridian, Eagle, Star. The reasons why they come here is one, lower crime. It's safe, it's a safe place to go. The kids can ride their bikes to the gas station, they can ride the bikes in the neighborhood, they can go to the park in the neighborhood, and you don't have that overwhelming worry that most parents do or grandparents do about their kids currently in the city that maybe you're watching this from have. The second reason is it's just a slower pace. I liken it to a conversation I had with a client who moved up here recently, and he said, Greg, it is like the 80s life as far as the pace goes. It's not such a high, fast-paced city. The people drive slower, they come and do full stops at the stop signs, except for the people who moved here from California, they do their California roll. But for the most part, it is a slower pace, and you feel that, and it takes a little bit of adjustment. The other reason why people move here is the nature, the mountains, the space, the rivers, the hunting, the camping, all the stuff that the outdoors has to offer. Boise, Idaho is just a snippet of the whole state. The whole state is covered with forests, and it is a beautiful place to go. You just have to go over the foothills, and the whole landscape changes dramatically. It is one of the most beautiful places where you can get best of all worlds here in Boise, Idaho. But sometimes that dream just doesn't match the day-to-day reality for a lot of people who've moved here. So here are the most common regrets I hear from people the most as to why they're leaving. They'll call me and say, hey Greg, loved moving here, it was so great, but this just isn't for us, and here are the reasons why. So I'm gonna give those to you right now. But first, if you have any questions about making a move or selling your home here in the Boise, Idaho area, just pick up the phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. I have a great large team who supports me in this, so reach out to us. We'd love to connect with you and learn more about you and your timeline. Okay, the first regret that people have when they move here is complete sticker shock. The cost of the houses is not cheap anymore. It used to be, but getting here and what you're getting for the house price, for some, it's like, gosh, is this really worth it? Our median sales price here in the Treasure Valley, which is Ada County, which is Boise, Meridian, Eagle, Star, Cuna, that's just under $600,000 for the average price of a home here in this area. So a little sticker shock, the grocery prices and the gas, it's not small town pricing anymore. We're competitive. So you're not gonna see a huge jump in your grocery bill or a huge savings in your grocery bill from where you are right now. It'll be a little bit better, but not dramatically better. Where people do see the savings though, is their utility bill. So I have to give that. But for the most part, the reason why people are living, or the reason why people are leaving, is the sticker shock of the prices. All right, the second regret that people have after they moved here is they've lost their remote job opportunity. So they have to go back because if they don't, the market here, the job market here and the wages just don't support what these other larger states can pay. So we've had people who have had to move because their remote job ended and their employer wanted them back, and they're like, Greg, we cannot find a job that's comparable to the wage that we have now. We have to go back. So it's just one of those things where it's kind of outside of your control, but when it comes down to supporting your family, making your money, saving for retirement, all that stuff, it does speak loudly when you can't afford to live in this new area because of our sticker shock pricing, and the wages just don't compete with the pricing of things here in Boise, Idaho. One of the main reasons why people end up leaving and regret making this move is they feel isolated. They just feel isolated. They miss the big city life that maybe they came from, just the sports teams that they have, or just the nightlife, all the restaurants, all the food scenes, all that stuff. And they miss their family. So moving to a brand new area where it looks great is awesome. But man, sometimes you just feel a little isolated, and it's like, is this where we want to be? Will my kids ever see their cousins? Will, all that stuff comes into play, and the husbands and wives have conversations, or even this is retirees I'm talking to. Retirees have left great communities where they have a lot of friends, and they've made the move up here to be closer to kids, or they've just made the move up here because they couldn't stand the political environment where they're living. And they got here and they're like, man, this is kind of isolating. I don't know if this is for us. The culture here is very conservative. So if that is an issue for you, you might feel a little out of place here in the Idaho area. Now, a lot of you watching this, I know because I talked to you, you're like, yeah, Greg, let's go. That's what I want. So that's great. But there are some people who move here who want to be in that, not so much in the red portion of their political alignment, let's say, and they feel a little bit isolated in that, and they feel alone. So there's just a small sliver of those people who come here and they're like, yeah, this is a little too red. Now, if you're hearing this, you're probably like, yes, that's exactly where I want to go, and that's why I want to be there. So I get that. But we're also a slower pace too, like I mentioned at the beginning. So that takes a little bit of adjustment, and sometimes that's just not for everyone, and that's okay. But those are like the top reasons why people regret making the move to Boise, and they call me and say, hey Greg, it's time for us to take off. We're gonna head somewhere else. So the last regret is social media trap that people fall into, right? Let's be honest, a lot of people moved here based on a viral video or a picture perfect Instagram post, but they didn't always think about the things like our winters here, how cold it is, and the stretch of cold, especially if you're coming from a warm area. We have the winter inversions, we have in the summer wildfire smoke from all the other states that blow right into Boise, or the fact that Boise, well, it's still growing into its identity. All right, Boise isn't perfect, but for the right family and the right situation, it can be absolutely beautiful and wonderful and very fulfilling. The key is to move here with your eyes open. So who's actually thriving here in Boise, Idaho? Like, who is it? Who's moving here and absolutely loving it? So here's who tends to love the Boise, Idaho area. Number one, people who love the outdoors. Number two, families who are looking for better education for their kids, more schooling opportunities, and just overall a better family environment. Number three, people who want a safe, grounded community. You'll find that here in the Boise, Idaho area. You have a very safe feeling, and everyone just puts their head down and goes to work and is very grounded. You don't have there are some neighborhoods, but you don't have the keeping up with the Jones type of feeling here. Everyone just kind of grinds and does their own thing and enjoys their family on the weekends. The last group of people who actually thrive here are the people who are okay trading some big city perks for just a simpler, slower paced life. I think that's the key. When you move here to Boise, Idaho, things kind of tend to get simpler for you. A little bit more easy, a little bit more a slower pace. You don't have that rush to get into traffic to go 2 miles and take you 40 minutes. You just have a nice, simple lifestyle here. And those are the people who are actually thriving here in the Boise, Idaho area. All right, so do people actually regret moving to Idaho? Some do. But there are a lot of people who are thriving here, and I think that's why we're seeing it boom so big and so much and so fast, is because people come here, they taste what Boise, Idaho has to offer them, that small mid-city, Salt Lake City and Bend, Oregon had a baby, and the outdoors, and they're just like, man, this seems really peaceful. This seems like a good place that we could just continue moving into semi-retirement or raising our family or just continuing in retirement and really slowing down and reconnecting. So if you're on the fence of, hey, maybe I do want to come to Boise, Idaho. I don't know if it's right for me. Reach out to myself, my Go Idaho team. We want to connect with you and learn more about you so that we can put a game plan together that's right for you. If you're coming out and you're like, hey, Greg, I've never been, man, we'll show you some neighborhoods. We'll take you and point you in the right direction so you can leave with a feel of like, okay, this was actually really cool, or yeah, this was not for us. So either way, pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I'd love to connect with you. You can also schedule a Zoom call with me down below. So until next time, go Idaho.